Hello and welcome to tonight's matchup between the 1-1 East High Blue Aces and the 2-0 Kapaun Mount Carmel Crusaders. I'm Andrew Greer, and tonight I'm joined by my co-host
Grayson Greer.
And Grayson, KMC coming in hot. Can you tell me a little bit about this offense and their star player, Zoe Buckner?
Yeah, Kapaun so far relying a lot on the offense of number 51, Zoe Buckner. She has dropped 30-plus points in both of the Crusaders' opening games as Lawfer takes the easy bucket to begin. And that is one key point that the Crusaders have improved on this year is finishing at the bucket. A lot of missed layups last year, definitely improved on this year.
Yeah, and this team trying to do some great things in transition. Easy jumper. That one hit by Aneri Smith. And Buckner will take it up for the Crusaders, finding a little pressure at midcourt. And in the paint, no good. Rebound by Smith, taking it the other way.
Buckner Franklin has been, her main part of her game is driving into that lane, but no good there.
And Buckner already another transition opportunity. The Euro step in the paint, no good, hits the court. And East will take it the other way. Some quick shots resulting in no buckets.
Yeah, nothing after that first fast break point from Lawfer. As the Aces will keep the ball here in inbound. Buckner Franklin trying to force something and draw the foul in the paint, but so far no good on 2 attempts for her.
And Galbert handling the ball, guarded by Knipp. And the jumper by Davis, no good. Rudy coming down with the rebound.
Yeah, this East team looking for a bounce back after the loss they took on Tuesday to Bishop Carroll, losing that one by 11, 41-52.
Rudy having some trouble with the ball. KMC trying to set up some opportunities along the wing as that one eventually goes out of bounds.
And a slow start from this Crusader offense, but as we've seen, the trend in the past couple of games is they get settled in and then they take off, and you don't want to let them run away from you, as you will never make back that deficit.
And they're just trying to find their comfort in this game, trying to feel out this East offense and play to their abilities. And Buckner draws a whistle.
The big theme in the game so far is Buckner Franklin being pressed hard by the defense, them not trying not to allow her anything. And with that, she's able to get these teams in foul trouble. During the season opener versus Southeast, Southeast had 3 separate players with 4 fouls heading into the fourth quarter. Luckily they were able to avoid any fouling out.
And Lawfer for the jumper, no good. And before that, Jacobs attempted a 3. That one was off the mark. And good passing from the Aces. Good. That one by Tylee Lucas, her first of the night. And Lucas coming in, only a freshman. She will be a bright spot in this team. And Spears on the wing, the jumper, no good, in and out. And KMC just trying to find their footing. Not much going for them. The 3 from the Aces, no.
Crusaders need to find something on defense here, allowing those outside looks for the Aces. That's another wide open attempt there.
Rudy fouled in the paint, draws a whistle, and she'll be sent to the line. First shot attempts of the night for either team.
So far throughout this season, and a big weak point of the Crusaders last season as well is their free throw line percentage. They were far below 50% in their first 2 games, and looking to improve on that, as those are free points.
And as you were saying, those free throws from last season, one key missing piece was former senior Lizzie Romer. She was an excellent free throw shooter and could get fouled in the paint. The big heave in the corner for 3, good. That one by Tylee Lucas again, as she has 6.
Yeah, and if you're Crusader head coach Will Ingles here, needing to find somebody that's able to stop her so far, she's gotten open looks.
And Jacobs to Buckner. Buckner guarded by 2 and poked away at the last minute by Davis. And East being a formidable opponent to this Crusaders offense. And back-to-back blocks by either team. Lawfer in transition. Rudy wide open, good.
that's what the Crusaders have been so good on offense, is those fast break layups. Their passing has been much improved over the last 2 games, and that is something they need to look to find their offensive footing in this one.
And foul from Spears. That'll be an inbound for the Aces.
And just to make a note, at the beginning of this game, new to the Greater Wichita Athletic League this year is the addition of the shot clock. And we had a couple of shot clock violations from the offenses in our previous game here at Cape Mount Carmel. So definitely something to look out for in this one.
And this is only the 3rd game, Grayson, of these 2 teams being able to play with that time limit. And another 3 by Lucas, no good. And East keeping it along the wing. I'm sure that this will be a common theme of their offense tonight. And the putback, no good. Second chance opportunities will be key for both these 2 teams.
And East has relied so far heavily on the 3 ball to keep that lead up, as they have been no good from under the basket a lot.
And along the wing, KMC being guarded heavily. Knipp out to Spears. Spears off the mark from 3. And the Aces will take it the other way. In the paint, no good. That one was Selman. And some quick passes from KMC, a little sloppy on the offensive end. Knipp along the wing, making a move. The jumper, no good. Off the back of the rim.
Knipp, another key offensive player for the Lady Crusaders. She has done well throughout her first 2 games with those short jumpers, but nothing going there. Like Andrew mentioned earlier, the Crusaders bidding farewell to Lizzie Romer, as she's actually gotten some playing time at her next step in her athletic journey at the University of Texas, Rio Grande Valley.
And East keeping it along the wing. And Selman, no good. Buckner coming away with the rebound in transition. Can she connect? Good!
And 1 for the tough drive there by Franklin. That's what she's looked for in those earlier attempts, driving hard and strong down the lane and finally drawing the foul she's been looking for. Definitely a woman that these teams do not want to see coming towards the rim.
And Buckner good on the and one opportunity. Keeping along the wing. Davis for 3. No good. Just off the mark. Second chance opportunity goes in, however. That one coming from the hands of Anderson. Hamilton, the sophomore, dishing that one out, has hit out of bounds at the last moment. Intended for
the Crusaders opting to make a couple changes here within the last couple minutes, as number 3, Avery Hamilton, and number 43 have checked in for Crusaders.
And Buckner making a girl miss with the turnaround jumper, making the student section go wild. And along the wing, inside, Selman, no good, the air ball.
Be off the hands of Ella Rudy and maintain the basketball on the East High end, as Spears will check in for Knipp. Knipp taking her first seat of the game, as she has put in a solid amount of time since tip-off.
And Selman once again on the wing, getting that one out. East continuing to look for the three-pointer. Inside, blocked. A big boom for Ella Rudy.
And that is an early foul for Ella Rudy. She has picked up a few in the past couple of games, just being that inside man with a lot of girls coming into the lane, out of control a bit. she tends to pick up those fouls, whether deserved or not. That is just a theme throughout the game.
And Davis, good on her second attempt, going 2 for 2 from the line. And Spears will take it up for the Crusaders. And this East team showing half-court press early.
The timeout here by head coach Will Ingles of the Crusaders. Try to figure things out, how to beat this press that the Aces have put into play here. And the Crusaders losing in the first round of the playoffs last year to the Hutchinson Assault Hawks, starting off 2-0 this year, having some momentum, definitely trying to cross that ridge into the second round of the playoffs this year, looking for some more success.
And Grayson, we're definitely figuring out that not all players are made equal for this team. Zoe Buckner coming in, making a big difference for KMC, and I think, like you were saying, that's how they're going to get over the hump this season. And obviously some good coaching from Will Ingles will also help going into his second season. KMC with a winning record last year, one of their first in recent years. So they're on the up and up. They're progressing in a positive direction, and Buckner and Ingles definitely some focus in that. Spears on the wing. Buckner barely got that pass off as she's been double teamed all night long.
And definitely Buckner drawing all the attention from the defense, as you see early, right when she gets the ball double teamed at the top of the key, and then that could result in some blunders for this Kapaun offense.
Yeah, she's the executive option for this offense. And Davis to Galbert. Selman for three, a deep one off the mark. And Buckner comes away with the rebound. Making the behind-the-back dribble. The student section in awe as she draws a whistle.
And Zoe Buckner pulling out all the stops in her bag as a storm of noise rises from the student section as they love everything they see as she comes down the court.
And that's just a true display of the work and effort that she's put in this offseason. She is definitely a basketball mastermind. Knipp along the perimeter, out to Buckner. Buckner trying to set up a shot and dishing it out to Lawfer. Lawfer no good, off the rim. Some excellent passing from KMC as Lawfer almost intercepts that one. Three for Davis, no good, off the mark as her sister attempted the rebound, but the ball is pulled out last minute by Jacobs. Excuse me.
So far hasn't been the most clean play from either team. A little bit of sloppiness on offense and defense, and both teams trying to figure out the weaknesses of each other and really just attack those points. As you can see, East has already tried to just start pressing all their defensive effort towards number 51 of the Crusaders.
And Lucas at the top of the key, guarded by Buckner. Inside, East. Wow, whistle called. And that'll be on Phoebe Lawfer, her first of the night. And Anaya Davis having a chance at the free throw line. Her first one off the mark.
And the Aces holding the 2-point lead here, trying to increase that to 3 with this free throw attempt. The Crusaders haven't been playing from behind much this season. Definitely had some close moments with Southeast and South so far this season. As Franklin draws another whistle, and the Aces have to be careful here or else they will get themselves into foul trouble, as we still have 22.7 left to play here in the first quarter.
And Grayson, I really think the difference maker in tonight's matchup to crown the king, or I guess the queen of the game, is going to be the free throws. And both these teams are going to need to be very successful at the free throw line. If we've already seen them both be able to be very efficient from the line. As Buckner comes away with her first.
Yeah, and both teams definitely coming into this game knowing it's not going to be a breeze of a win. Both teams coming out here playing some intense basketball so far. As Laufer fights hard for the rebound.
And Buckner, the jumper, last minute, good. And taking the other way is Davis. Inside, no. Pressure was too difficult in the paint. Buckner showing off her dribbling moves. Last second three at the buzzer, no good. And no call. It looked as Zoe Buckner was looking for something from the ref at the end of that play.
Buckner may have not been able to make that three, but just dribbling up the court, zigging and zagging like a chart you'd see in economics class. Just something you don't see every day. The Crusaders definitely lucky to have a player of such caliber on their roster.
And as these two teams talk things over, what are you seeing from this East team, Grayson? I mean, they're keeping close with a KMC team that has all the momentum going in this game, and I would like to think that's pretty successful. I mean, they're doing exactly what they need to do. They're locking down Buckner on defense for the most part. They're preventing her from making the easy pass. Buckner has definitely found a way to deliver some tight needle bullets to her teammates, but East for the most part has done a great job on defense.
Yes, for sure, but East coming into this game trying to fight back after that loss last week, like I mentioned earlier. Definitely they have a lot of fight in them. They know the team that they are, and we talk a lot about Franklin, this Kapaun offense and defense, well-rounded all around with the youth experience that they have. Lots of juniors and sophomores that have had playing experience in the past that are ready to step up and make plays for the Crusaders as we are all tied up at the beginning of this second quarter.
And Galbert to take it up for the Aces, guarded by Franklin. And the Aces will look to put some points up in the paint as Davis going down, fighting for the ball is Laufer. And a foul, or a whistle is called. That one coming from Anaya Davis. Her first of the night. Knipp to inbound for KMC.
And East with their starting lineup on the court now. Or never mind, as we'll have Jalacia Landrum check in for Haley Davis. But as I was going to say, lots of fouls all across the board for the starters of the Aces.
And Orr checked in for KMC. Franklin, the jumper, good. A tough shot for the guard. Wow. Making it look easy. Outside on the perimeter, that's Lucas, no good. She's already hit 2 tonight. And Buckner coming away with another rebound. Showing off her dribble moves as she goes down the court. And inside the paint is Orr, high off the backboard, no good. And the Aces will take it the other way. Galbert, the pass inside. No good, the easy shot wide open. And Smith wishes that she could have had that one back.
And as Orr picks up her first for the Crusaders. That's just a tough position to be in on defense.
And Nairi Smith hitting her first of the night. Cabrini Orr checking out for Ella Rudy.
Checking in for the Aces was number 2, Quincy Galbert, as she looks to get her add on to her point total tonight. But another thing to note is she already has 2 fouls so far in this game early in the second quarter.
And Spears moving quickly at the last moment. Good. That's Spears' first bucket of the night. And Buckner taking it half past court. Out to Knipp. Knipp 4-3 off the backboard, but KMC will hit it for a second time. Buckner showing off some moves and losing the ball on the shot. That'll be Galbert taking it the other way for East. And no good in the paint.
And Knipp bringing it down the court. Another fast offensive player for the Crusaders. She is guarded by Tylea Lucas, who has been great for the Aces so far as well.
Buckner, spot up three, good! Zoe Buckner, the proof that she can shoot it from anywhere on the court. Good, her first three of the night.
And Buckner with 13 early points here for the Crusaders. And a travel will be called as the momentum starts to shift towards the Crusaders.
KMC, their largest lead of the night, 5 points. As McCoy Pfister checks in for the first time. She was one of the leading scorers last season for this team. And Knipp guarded tightly by Lucas. And inside, Lawfer, good. KMC executing some excellent offensive possessions, finding the open player and dishing off to them.
Lawfer, a big part of her game this year, has been just finishing around the basket, always moving around, trying to get that open pass.
Galbert's shot blocked by Rudy. As physicality shown, Rudy eventually coming away with it, and that will be KMC ball.
There will be timeout called here. And as the teams talk things over, the Crusaders building on that lead. 7 points now as they trailed early from the Aces, but now taking back that lead and trying to grab hold of this game. And as we talked about earlier, the Crusaders off to a hot start so far this season, winning their season opener versus Southeast. A very entertaining and close game if you were here with us for that one. 62-56, Crusaders came out victorious. And their next game is against an opponent they know all too well, Bishop Carroll, the crosstown rivals. And Bishop Carroll handing the East girls their first loss of their season on Tuesday as East fell 41-52. So definitely a game that will be looked forward to, but that one will be at Bishop Carroll. And these girls at last season going 1-1 against a very talented Bishop Carroll roster and looking to win another one against them. But right now they are focused on this one as they hold a 7-point lead with the Aces coming out in a press.
And Knipp, a tough pass to Pfister, but Knipp will eventually take it down the court, double teamed. And KMC facing the press on every possession. Pfister, a difficult pass to make, and that one eventually hit out of bounds out of Spears' hands.
And if I'm the Crusaders offense right now, especially head coach Will Ingles, I'm trying to find a way to take advantage of these doubles teams. The Crusaders are usually able to get the ball out, and usually they have at least one girl that is wide open. So definitely looking to make those passes and take advantage of those wide open opportunities.
Inside the paint, Rudy no good. And Davis eventually coming away with that one, out-muscling the senior. And two girls fighting for the ball on the floor. That's Spears. And that will be East ball.
checking out for the Crusaders is Lawfer. She had a lot of time on the court, and Spears. So, and for the Aces will be number 22, Honoree Smith, taking out number 24, Sala Anderson.
And Davis inside the paint. And whistle is called once again. That one coming on Pfister, her first personal foul of the night. And Smith to inbound. Lucas on the perimeter, inside, double teamed. And another whistle is called on KMC.
And the whistle seems to be being blown a lot tonight with this officiating crew. And it's hard to tell. There is a lot of contact so far in this game. So we'll see if the reffing crew starts to let them play a little bit, as has been the trend throughout the game, or if they're going to keep blowing the whistle when there's contact.
And Grayson, the way that the officials decide like how ticky-tacky to be, or if they're going to let them play, that's the difference between a win and a loss for a lot of teams. If they're a more physical team, and if the officials decide to be calling those ticky-tacky plays, I mean, that's going to be the difference here.
Yeah, it can definitely play into a team's offensive strategy and defensive strategy. And obviously, lots of fouls being called under the basket for both teams.
Galbert along the perimeter, dishing it out to Davis. And back to Galbert, losing the ball. And Hamilton taking the other way. The sophomore. And to Buckner, driving in. And no good on the layup. And off the hands of Honoree Smith. And a very quick turn of events there. Both teams going back and forth.
Yeah, and Smith was wide open for that pass. She's just not turning her head, looking for the ball. A cardinal sin of basketball on a fast break is not looking for the ball. So she'll definitely regret not getting that easy bucket.
Hamilton dishing it off to Buckner. And eventually whistle is called. That one coming from Haley Davis. Her first of the night. Pfister to inbound. Buckner still feeling the pressure from Davis. Hand off to Buckner from Rudy. On the perimeter is Hamilton. And KMC being quick to dish off these passes. Buckner, the pump fake, inside, fouled.
Lots of contact on the inside there for Buckner Franklin as she tries to put up that layup. And I think we will be seeing her on the line plenty this season. As I mentioned, she just loves to drive into that lane, draw the contact, draw the double team, draw the defenders towards her. And maybe this offensive strategy will look to open up to the kick-out passes, find lanes on the outside for her teammates to be open as she draws those defenders and take advantage of wide open looks. We'll see how the future of this Kapaun offense looks throughout the season.
And Grayson, it just seems that Buckner has that ball knowledge, that IQ to be able to drive in and draw those fouls consistently. As she hits her second, she is perfect from the line tonight. Haley Davis taking it down, guarded by Maddie Spears. Selman along the perimeter, the jumper eventually bounces in after a couple hits along the rim.
And just something to note, this East team is looking to move quickly on both sides of the ball, opting to press, and then also the Crusaders playing two back defenders because East is just trying to move the ball down the court so rapidly.
And Jacobs blocked on there, but KMC still finding a way to retain possession. And Buckner will head to the line again. 24-19, KMC leading with just under 2:40 left in the half.
And that will put 3 East players into the 2-foul zone here with 2.5 left to play in the first half. As that is Anari Smith, Anaya Davis, and Jalacia Landrum.
And that's never good when 3 different players have that many fouls this early in the game. And Davis onto the perimeter. Lucas back to Davis. His team loves the perimeter. And eventually out of bounds. East will retain possession.
And I think East trying to work the inside more now that that perimeter offense has slowed down. It was very, very apparent that it was hot at the beginning of the game, but now not so much.
Lucas, the bounce pass at the last second. Davis, no good. Rebound by Davis. Jump ball.
It'll
in favor of KMC.
The Crusader basketball. Sala Anderson and Quincy Galbert check back in for the Aces. And Quincy Galbert, another player with the 2 fouls to her name, so that makes 4. My apologies.
Spears with the floater and the air ball. An unfortunate shot for the senior. Galbert moving down the court quickly. Just enough to Davis. Inside. No good from Lambert.
This East High team
Landrum,
trying to push, trying not to show any sort of quit before the half here as they continue to fight on offense and decrease the Kapaun lead as we move into half. 2 minutes left here to play in the second quarter as Cabrini Orr will check in exchange for Phoebe Laufer. The senior exchange on the basketball court for the Crusaders.
And the deep 3, no good. Off the mark for Haley Davis. Rebounded by Spears. And Buckner will take it the opposite direction. The mid-ranger just off the mark. Just under 1:45 left in the half. KMC leading by 7. Davis for 3, no good. And East finding a way to come away with the ball each and every time.
Yeah, and the Crusaders have not been too successful on defensive boards or just cleaning the glass out all so far this game. Just something that they need to get back in order to maintain their 7-point lead here. But now the Crusaders finally into the bonus as we've been talking about the foul trouble for the Aces. Now 5 team fouls on the quarter, putting the Crusaders on the free throw line every time they foul.
Jacobs, her first opportunity at the line. Her first one off the mark.
And checking out for the Crusaders is number 3, Avery Hamilton, the sophomore, as Pfister checked in exchange.
And the second good for Jacobs. 27-19, KMC leading. The quick pass to Galbert. And Davis in the paint. No good. And KMC will take it the other way. Pfister showing off her speed. Fouled as she hits the court hard.
Yeah, and definitely a hard foul committed there by the Aces. Almost a smart foul, though, as Pfister is on the casualty end of that one. But she will look to add to that Crusader lead.
Pfister off the mark on her first. An unusual miss for the junior. And Pfister hits on her second. KMC leading by 9. And whistle called on that deep pass, as that was a travel from the Aces.
Yes, and East High coach Willie Davis looking for the foul there, as there was some contact from Buckner, but not getting the whistle that he wanted.
And Pfister rounds the corner past the Jacobs. And now a travel called on KMC.
Checking in for the Aces, number 1, Tylea Lucas, as Sylvia Selman will take a seat.
And East just trying to put some points on the board as the final seconds of the half wind down. Just under 40 left. Or double team to the pass to Spears last minute, no good. And fighting for the ball time and time again, East is coming away with it.
Yeah, and those are points that you got to take advantage of. A fast break like that, you don't want to leave. As Tylea Lucas hits the 3, bringing this Crusader lead down to 6.
And I'm very impressed by that shot from Lucas. In my opinion, that's a difficult one to make. And Buckner getting out of that tough situation. No good by Spears. That would have been a last-second buzzer beater for number 13 as we head in to halftime, 28-22, KMC leading, and we'll see you after the break. Hello and welcome back from halftime as the KMC Crusaders lead 28-22 over the East Blue Aces, as this one has been a nail-biter since the beginning. I'm Andrew Gleaner. I'm joined by my co-host
Grayson Greer.
And this East team has put up that has not stopped Buckner, though, from being able to make those tough shots. She's been able to get out some tough situations with her passing ability and then put up some deep threes. And that's just a testament to her offensive ability and this team.
And the East team coming out quick here to start the second half. As the second free throw attempt is good. The Aces cutting the Crusader lead down to 4 coming out of the locker room.
And I wonder what these two teams talked about while they were on halftime on the break. KMC probably just keep the foot on the gas, keep doing what you're doing, get it in the paint, make some good shots, connect on those shots like we saw here. Zoe Buckner luckily getting the second chance opportunity with Ella Rudy, but she had the opportunity to score. So more of those easy layups, more of those paint possessions, and then also create opportunities along the perimeter. And I'm sure for East, keep up that strong defense and just put the pressure on KMC. But I'm sure both these coaches are happy with how their girls are performing thus far.
Yeah, for sure. A testament to this girls team and how they have started to perform over the past couple years. An entertaining team to watch, and it shows this student section showing out so far for this girls team, which is something you don't see a lot of other places. So definitely exciting to see as the culture around this girls team is building, as they look to build upon the success of previous seasons and still succeed throughout this one.
Lucas, the deep three off the mark, and Rudy fighting with Davis for the ball. Jump ball called in possession of the Crusaders. And back on the topic of the student section, one thing that when I've talked to coaches around the school, they always mention that they love having the community at KMC. They love having the students show out and support their fellow athletes and students, and it just makes the school a better place and a better athletic location to play.
Yes, and definitely not just for basketball. Coach Weston Schartz of the football team definitely talks about it, just the support that the student body gives to their teams, and definitely helps with the success of these teams throughout the years. The girls team making it to the playoffs last year, had a tough loss in the first round, a close game. The Crusader boys winning the state championship in basketball, runner-ups in football, and small sports across the board having success. The track team winning state.
And I think the student support can be accredited throughout all that. Big three by Quincy Galbert. This game is very close. East just down by 1.
And East hasn't led this one since end of the first quarter, beginning of the second, trying to regain that lead, grab it back from the Crusaders' possession.
Buckner making a last-second pass as the shot clock runs out. Knipp shot off the mark. And Spears fighting for the ball on the court. Tried to pull a fast one on Galbert.
And it will be a jump ball finally called, but possession will be for East High, as Spears will take a seat in exchange for Pfister. Knipp pokes away the inbound to heads right into the hands of Johnny Myers, a storied photographer here for the Crusader athletic team, so shout out to him.
We always love seeing his pictures on Instagram and on our website. He does an excellent job for KMC. And the East getting down the court very quickly. Lucas making a move out to Galbert. Galbert, the mid-ranger, off the mark. And Rudy comes away with the rebound. And Buckner out to Pfister. Pfister, three, good! And Pfister showing off her range. KMC up by 4.
The Crusaders haven't been strong from beyond the arc so far this season, but Pfister letting the Aces know that it still can be a threat
And that's the type of play that kind of just sets the rhythm for this team. A big three-pointer like that gets this team motivated, gets them going. They're like, they see their teammates shine, and they bring that momentum with them.
And a quick timeout here as we'll have a half timeout called by the Aces after the answer bucket under the rim. But this game is still within 2. And the Aces trying to make sure that they are the ones that maintain the game. Their coach trying to be the manager of this one and just really control the time, control the momentum, as he knows that if they let the momentum get away from them, it can be lethal, as the Crusaders have a streaky offense, and they will go put up a 10-point lead if they're not careful.
And Knip to inbound for KMC. Buckner taking up the court. She has yet to leave the game thus far. 3 from Pfister. Good once again. 2 for 2 on the night. Wow. Grayson, what's your response to that?
I mean, back-to-back threes for anybody. Just amazing. Bringing the momentum here. Pfister trying to be modest about it. She gets back on defense, hustles, trying to be a team player here. So they fight for the ball. Whistle will finally be blown. It'll be jump ball possession, Crusaders. And Knip to inbound to Buckner.
And Grayson, as the school year runs down, as we mentioned earlier in the contest, KMC facing off against Bishop Carroll. Tough matchup later in the season. A lot of stress coming with that. But this team, they've been able to work through that adversity, work through the tough challenges at school, and they're putting up a tough fight tonight. I'm sure a lot of thesis papers were written throughout the week.
Yeah, for sure. And we talk about the pressure of playing your crosstown rival in the Holy War next Tuesday in the middle of a finals week. So these girls have to be definitely student athletes next week.
And coming away with the rebound, that was Jacobs. And Buckner getting down the court quickly. Good! And she will get the and one opportunity. Zoe Buckner showing off her ability to finish in the paint.
And the and one opportunity here for Buckner. She is just putting on a scoring show as she has in the past 2 games. The Crusaders putting Rudy back on defense and Spears in the backcourt as they're scared that the Aces will throw a deep pass over their heads as they have done throughout this game. And the and one attempt is good, putting Buckner Franklin with her 20th points of the game.
And Buckner averaging around 30 in the earlier 2 contests this season. She finds a way to get hot and add to her scoring total late in the game.
And just a spring of scoring here from both teams as that 3 falls for Quincy Galbert. And the East head coach electing for the full timeout right after the made basket. So just trying to control his team or maybe just give them a breath. But the timeout called as East tries to build some momentum here. The East girls next game, as we've talked about, the Crusaders playing Carroll next Tuesday. Next Tuesday, the East High Blue Aces will take on the Northwest Grizzlies. The Grizzlies, always a formidable opponent in this Greater Wichita Athletic League, as the Blue Aces will try not to get caught on the teeth of the Grizzlies in their next matchup. As we resume play here, there'll be about 4 minutes left in the third quarter. Crusader basketball leading by 5.
And both key scorers on the court for KMC, Pfister and Buckner out there, plus Spears. This team loaded on offense. The deep pass to Spears in the corner, no good. The nice dish from Buckner. And Rudy letting that one get out of her hands, a chance at a rebound. Galbert off to Lucas. Lucas for three, no good. Pfister with the rebound. And KMC taking the other direction. And a whistle will slow things down. The carry from Pfister. And Grayson, it is something to mention. Pfister, a two-sport athlete. She's competing in both volleyball and basketball at the moment, trying to balance those two equally and put a good amount of effort in both. Davis with the quick jumper, good. She got that one in her hands, shot it immediately. 3-point game.
And Davis with her 7th points of the game, all from some quick jumpers like that. Crusaders have to watch out for the mid-range from her. As Franklin makes an impressive drive to the hoop. Nothing new to us at this point. She makes her work in the lane known.
Buckner putting on a highlight reel of her performance and a highlight reel play right there. Wow.
We talk about a highlight reel, but this has just happened game after game. And at what point is it just going to be the norm here for the Crusader girls team? But also their scoring has had some spread out moments. We talk about Pfister, her with 7 so far, the other leading scorer on the court.
Selman, a big three for the Aces. A jolt of energy for them.
And the Aces just refuse to go away. Keeping this game within 2, and the Crusaders just have to keep pushing on offense as their defense hasn't found many answers so far in this game.
And Orr's pass is poked away. Going the other way is Davis. Davis, the layup no good off the rim. Orr going back, hustling on defense to get the rebound. Spears off to Buckner. Buckner for the deep three. No good. In and out of the rim. The student section with a gasp.
I think just a lot of air ejected from people as they thought that one was going to fall. This place would have erupted.
Selman in the paint. And whistle is called.
And Selman drawing the foul after the Crusader bench was yelling for a travel. None called, as there will be lots of substitutions for both teams. And Tylea Lucas, the freshman for the Aces, taking a well-needed breather here on the bench. With 1:44 left to play, Aces to inbound.
And Davis to Galbert to Selman in the corner. She's hit already, no good. And a rebound by Smith sets up another Aces opportunity. And that'll be Davis going to the line.
And the Aces have had many moments at the line throughout this game. The Crusaders with their 4th team foul of the quarter. So one away from putting the Aces into the bonus here with 1.5 left. As Knippel check in for Spears. This East team has done a better job than the Crusaders, I think, at taking the opportunities that are given to them freely. And definitely that's what's keeping them in this game, as Andrew mentioned. The free throw line, a big determining factor in basketball games like these.
And whistle is called. KMC will inbound. Pfister to throw it in. Buckner checking back in for Jacobs. Buckner along the perimeter, guarded by Galbert. Back to Buckner, driving in the lane, makes a move, the jumper, good! The student section erupting here at KMC. Buckner, incredible shot there. And back on the other side of the court, the Aces cannot convert.
And Honoree Smith trying to find that answer to the fadeaway jumper by Buckner, but no good as Buckner with another layup as she is on a tear. 26 points for her so far as time ticks.
And all of a sudden Buckner just snapped and the points just start flowing for her. Wow, 26 points for number 51. She's having herself a game tonight.
I mean, just an impressive performance week after week from her so far. And this trend seems to be that she'll continue that as Knipp quickly steals the inbound and gets it to Franklin.
And Buckner with time winding down, the jumper, no good, off the mark. Rudy punching that one out of bounds.
The jumper seemed to have been tipped a little bit by the defense there. So the Crusaders will maintain possession as 30 seconds left here. 4.9 seconds separate the game clock and the shot clock.
And the tough inbound pass, that one intended for Laufer.
And a foul will be called on number 15, Anaya Davis of the Aces, as she dove after the loose ball.
And KMC will check this one in. That'll be Buckner. Buckner to Rudy. Under 25 seconds left in the third. Buckner making a move, double teamed out to Knipp, inside to Rudy. Rudy, no good on the layup. And out once again. KMC will retain possession.
They will say Kapaun basketball. The Crusaders looking to score here. 15.8 remain in the third quarter.
Buckner to check in once again. And Rudy double teamed out to Buckner. Gets it to Knipp. Knipp with the jumper. No good, but she is fouled and she'll be sent to the line for two.
And Knipp will look to put two more on the board. 10.9 remaining here in the third quarter. Knipp is good on her first attempt. A slow night from her so far, but contributing in other factors other than with points. She has been a big hustler on defense, making the right passes so far, being a key player for the Crusaders so far tonight. The second attempt will be no good.
And East just trying to put some points on the board. Down by 6, out to Selman. She's hit some threes tonight. No good from the perimeter as the buzzer hits double zeros. And we will go into the fourth quarter, 44-38. KMC leading, led by Zoe Buckner.
And a discussion here on whether the foul call was blown before we hit double zeros. And the East players coming to their bench. And since the Crusaders, that foul put the Aces into the bonus, 0.3 seconds will be added on the clock. And number 22, Honoree Smith, will shoot two for the Aces before we officially hit the end of the third quarter here.
And so Smith will have the opportunity to narrow the KMC lead to just 4. She misses her first.
And the Aces definitely want to benefit off something like that funny change of events here, as the Crusaders thought we were heading in to the quarter.
And Smith, her second one good. And time runs out as we'll head into the fourth quarter play. And KMC leading 44-39, up by 5. Seems as for a second it looked like they're in the driver's seat, but that little weird situation kind of felt like that took away the momentum from KMC. Yeah. Grayson, run me down on that quarter.
So the Crusaders just keeping that lead, but East just won't go away. East has not been able to make the jump to grab that lead into their possession. Crusaders lead by 5 here, but definitely just nagging the Crusaders like that sickness that won't go away and just won't let the Crusaders just take that final push to put this one in the record books. And if you're the Aces talking it over going into this fourth quarter, you have a little bit of basketball left to play. You need to push on offense, make that jump, and if you're the Crusaders, you want to play some hard-nosed defense and not allow any open looks, as we have seen what the Aces can do from beyond the arc. And as we resume play, the Crusaders just need to continue their steady pace on offense. Look for the smart shots. Don't force anything. And we will see how this one pans out. 8 minutes left of basketball as you join us here for the beginning of the fourth quarter.
And Zoe Buckner will start this one off with a deep pass to Spears. Back to Buckner. Knipp open in the corner. Buying time for her. And the defense going to Knipp quickly as Rudy in the paint. Good.
And one there drawn by Rudy. Knipp waving her arms, clapping, trying to get the ball to the corner. But by the time Buckner was able to get the ball over, she was double teamed, able to make that extra pass into Rudy. And that's what I was saying about Knipp, making those extra details work.
And Selman in the corner. Grayson, she has been a great source of their offense. Deep three, no good. That one come from Davis. Selman, no good. Blocked last minute by Jacobs. Taking the other way is Spears. And Knipp in the paint. Off the backboard, no good. Second chance. And whistle is called.
And Rudy drawing the whistle there. The Crusaders trying to take away any opportunity for the Aces to cultivate hope to get back within this one, as Rudy will shoot two.
Rudy's first is good. KMC leads 47-39. 7:16 left in the game. And Rudy's second connects. The Aces hustling down the court to set up another possession. Selman, good from three. Her fourth of the night.
And Selman just trying to revive the hopes of this team and bring this one back within six. They are definitely not out of this one at all. They are still well within striking distance. And all it needs is one more major blow to the Crusaders for this game to be in the hands of the Aces. So the deep three is no good from Franklin.
Buckner double teamed from perimeter. Tried to make that one work. Bit off the mark. And the Aces will get possession and take it the other way. Davis to Galbert. Galbert dribbling along the perimeter. Selman guarded by Spears into the paint. Smith, she's been successful there all night long and eventually fouled.
Yeah, and Smith trying to take the opportunity to add two to the East scoring total, bring this game within four, and a Crusader who might have to be pulled here. Number 42, Ella Rudy, picking up her fourth personal foul on that. So she will check out in exchange for Phoebe Lawfer, as Jacobs will also take a seat in exchange for Pfister. Rudy has played a lot of minutes in this game, so definitely justified that she has picked up four personals.
And Smith no good on her second opportunity. And Pfister to Buckner. Back to Pfister. Pfister for three. She's hit two already. No good. The rebound. Good by Buckner in the paint. And the sophomore has 28 on the night.
And Knipp pokes the ball away for the Crusaders, but it will maintain in the hands of the Aces. Knipp has just been hustling all over the floor so far in this game on defense, making the extra passes like I mentioned earlier on offense, just facilitating success in any way possible for this Crusader team.
And Davis wide open in the paint. Good. KMC has their lead narrowed to just 6. And Spears on the perimeter to Knipp. KMC has found success from 3 tonight. And Spears back to Knipp. Knipp for 3. No good, off the mark. Knipp grabbing her own rebound. And she will not connect on her second chance opportunity.
And a close miss there for Knipp. An uncontested shot is no good off of the leg of Laufer, but it will be Crusader basketball.
And Lucas, I mean, you never want to miss a wide open opportunity. That's one that she's wishing that she could have had back.
Buckner will take a seat on the bench as the Crusaders lead here by 6. My bet, Andrew, is she will not be there for long.
Spears back to Pfister. And Knipp saving it out of bounds. That's Laufer catching it out of the air. And Knipp wide open from perimeter. No good, off the back of the rim. And KMC finding a way to keep these possessions alive. No good from Spears, the Fort Hays State commits.
And that just whole chain of events was kind of like a circus. I mean, the ball bouncing off of every human limb possible throughout that just series of chaos. The Crusaders ending up with multiple attempts, but no good on all of them. Let's see what they can do with this inbound with 5 minutes left here in the game. The Aces need something to go.
Pfister to inbound. Jacobs. And the Aces keeping KMC outside of the paint. Knipp guarded tightly by Lucas. They've been playing on each other all night long.
And Knipp not able to escape the defense, so 5-second call made. As the ball will head in the direction of these Thai Aces as she will check out in exchange for Buckner Franklin.
And Galbert to Smith. Selman for 3, no good. Rebounded by Buckner. What doesn't she do? And the pass, that one intercepted by Selman, taking the other way. Buckner with the interception. And a whistle was called on that one, but Buckner, she's everywhere at once.
Ladies and gentlemen, you need to keep your eyes peeled on this one, as if you blink, the ball will end up in a completely different spot than it was before, in the hands of a different team. So this game has had all sorts of twists and turns.
And Pfister the opposite direction on the layup, good. And McCoy Pfister has 9 on the night.
Pfister with the and one attempt here after the strong drive, trying to bring this Crusader lead up to 9-8 so far right here, but plenty of basketball left to play. The Crusaders look to improve to 3-0 on the year.
Pfister no good on the and one opportunity. And Selman on the layup, no good, rebounded by Laufer. And Buckner with the ball in her hands once again.
And you wonder now if the Crusader strategy is to take slower offensive possessions, don't push down the court so quick. Just kind of let this time trickle down. A foul will be called on number 23, Phoebe Laufer, her 4th, so another Crusader with 4 fouls, but won't be too much of an issue this late into this game.
And Haley Davis will bring the ball up for the Blue Aces. Making a move on Laufer out to Selman on the perimeter as Laufer commits the foul.
And Laufer there called for the blocking foul. Obviously not happy with the decision. She will check out, visibly frustrated, her 5th foul there. And Laufer and Knipp both visibly frustrated when they took their seat on the bench, but both have contributed so much in the effort, to the team effort in this one, so I don't think they should be too upset about anything.
And Davis off the mark. A big miss for East. A lot of taking out the steam from their sails as Buckner, the spin move for the layup. What can she not do? Wow.
I mean, she just finds a new way to score. You think you've seen it all, and she just goes, I got one more for you. And it is just incredible to watch.
As Buckner drops a 30 bomb for her third consecutive game of the season. This is only the third game of the year, Grayson, and she's putting on a show each and every night.
And as we are going through all of that, it will be number 15, Anaya Davis, to shoot for the Aces. She is good, cutting this Crusader lead to 8. So the Aces are pressing, trying to get anything with 3 minutes and 15 seconds left to play.
And Buckner the dish inside to Jacobs. No good from the senior. Buckner grabbing the rebound. No good. Bouncing off the rim. And that goes back to what Coach Will Ingles, one of his goals for this team was to finish each and every time in the paint. That's something that they've struggled a bit with tonight. And Buckner will take it up for KMC. 54-46, 2:40 left in the game. And Jacobs wide open from the corner, off the mark from the senior, Knipp, excuse me. And Jacobs' shot is blocked from mid-range. And off Davis's foot, taken the other way is Pfister. A unique, wow.
And the Crusaders have done an incredible job so far in this fourth quarter, making the right passes. As we just saw, a perfect example. Pfister lobs it one, easy to Knipp. Knipp, 2 steps, wide open layup. Good. Increasing that Crusader lead to 10. I mean, just an impressive showing of offense in the second half, trying to fend off the Aces, who will not go away. And with little time left to play here, you got to think that the Blue Aces' dreams are slowly diminishing.
And that scoring gap continues to widen and widen as this game progresses. KMC really found their groove coming out of half, and even in this fourth quarter play, Grayson, they've been electric. Zoe Buckner has lit up this crowd and brought her teammates with her. That is exactly what you want to see out of a star player of this caliber.
Yeah, and just something to note, Buckner's third game in a row with 30 points at least, as she has gone over that mark. But 2 minutes left to play here still, so we'll see what else she can add. But like I said, Knipp picking up her 3rd points of the night with that easy lay-in, but she has been hustling all over the court. Another one, Pfister has 9 on the night, but also just making their presence known in all aspects of the sport. And that has been a big factor for the win that is so close here for the Crusader girls team.
And whistle called. That will send Anaya Davis to the line. And Ellie Knipp will have her 3rd personal foul of the night.
And definitely not something to worry about this late in this one, unless she just goes on a fouling spree. But definitely something that you don't have to worry about if you're head coach Will Ingles.
And Davis good on her 2nd. She is 13 on the night. And Knipp, the pass to Jacobs in the paint, making a girl miss. Grabbing her own rebound. And unfortunately, she could not connect on that opportunity. And Galbert throws up a shot. Spears coming away with the board.
But even without that make there, Andrew, this Crusader team just did an incredible job to beat the 4-man full court press. That's something that is not easy to get down the court against. And they did a quick job to take advantage of the gaps in the zone by the Aces. So another foul will be called on number 10, Sylvia Selman, a key player so far tonight for the Aces.
And as you mentioned earlier, like KMC finding their groove late in this game, and there's been a little bit of sloppy play for them and some passes that they could clean up. But next week, Bishop Carroll, that is going to be a difficult matchup for this team, and they're going to need to even out those mistakes and figure out the kinks in this team and this offense.
And a foul called here as the crowd does not like it. It will be on number 24 of the Crusaders, McCoy Pfister. Shooting 2 for the Aces will be number 1, Tylea Lucas. Sorry, that is number 11, Haley Davis. And like Andrew said, a difficult matchup with a difficult opponent like the Golden Eagles. But as we all know, in any sport, in a big rivalry such as the Holy War, records go out the window, and it is anybody's game, as I assume both teams will fight tooth and nail to the end of that one.
And East keeping it along the perimeter, seldom hit, unable to connect on the basket. And Pfister, easy pass to Buckner. 1:22 left in the game. Back and forth from Pfister to Buckner. And out to the perimeter is Knipp. No good. The rebound by Davis. Sent it to her sister. And whistle is called on the layup.
And a foul called there will be on Pfister, her third, excuse me. But definitely a situation like that, the Crusaders probably want to chew a little more clock off, make a few more passes before going for the shot. But a difference this year, as I mentioned earlier, the implementation of the shot clock in the Greater Wichita Athletic League. So the Crusaders can't sit there for 45 seconds. They have that 35-second limit.
And the air ball, rebound by Pfister. Taking the other way for KMC, just under a minute left in the game. A couple more opportunities for both teams to connect. Buckner, the quick jumper is good. She has 32 on the night. KMC leads by 10.
And I think that will be one of the final nails in the coffin of this one, as we have 38 remaining here to play.
And the mid-ranger connecting, that's Quincy Galbert. She has 8 on the night.
And the Aces calling a timeout here. It will be a partial timeout as they look to find a miracle or find something that they can attack to get 8 points here, try to push this game into overtime or take the lead and win. But the Crusaders probably just discussing how to play just solid defense, no stupid fouls, let the defense just play some cushion, don't allow anything open, and then also on offense just make those final passes and try to run this clock out. 31.1 left to play in this one before we head in to the Crusader men's game. If you join us for that, as the Crusader boys also starting off 2-0 with their latest win over South on Tuesday night and looking to continue their success, so please join us for that.
And Buckner will take it up the court, guarded tightly, and Spears near mid-court. Out to Pfister, and Knipp inside fouled, as she will get 2 opportunities at the line.
Probably a smart foul there by the Aces. Crusaders just looking to hold the ball, and that foul will stop the clock, as Knipp looks to add to the Crusader point total with her 2 free throw attempts.
And Knipp connects on her first free throw. It's her 4th point of the night.
And this win is a big one for the Crusaders. I think it will take a miracle for the Aces to win this. But a big momentum going into the rivalry game next week. And definitely something that they're looking for starting the season off 3-0.
And a deep three, no good from Davis. And Buckner will come away with the rebound. As this one will hit double zeros, 61-51. KMC now becomes 3-0, excuse me. And the Aces fall to 1-2. And we will join you for the boys game in a minute. I'm Andrew Greer.
And I'm Grayson Greer.
And good night. Hello and welcome to tonight's net matchup between the 2-0 Cape and Mount Carmel Crusaders and the former state champions against the 2-0 East Blue Aces. I'm Andrew Greer, and tonight I'm joined by my co-host
Grayson Greer.
And Grayson, KMC coming in to the season, winning both their first two games. Very strong performances from this team. Tell me a little bit about them.
I mean, a lot of pressure coming into the season. You lose a bunch of seniors from the state championship winning squad, and you put all that pressure on your shoulders as a team this year to live up to those very high expectations. The Crusaders obviously beating KC Piper and the state championship last year, but losing a lot of key players such as Will Thangfall, who is taking his athletic career at the University of Kansas on their basketball team this year. But definitely doing good so far to build on this season as we begin.
Jalen Phillips-Gray and Owen Erlock will fight for the ball, and East will start with the possession. Luke Henderson taking it up for the Blue Aces, guarded tightly by junior Jude Porter. And inside, that's Phillips-Gray, and no good on his first shot attempt. And Blaze Dalian, the sophomore, will take it down for KMC. KMC, a very sophomore-heavy team, looking to grow in experience throughout the season. Jude Porter, a quick track star for this team. And all along the wing is Owen Erlocker handling the ball. Pass out to Rocco Keller, a junior. And that one off the hands of Corbin Johnson, the key returner for this team.
And just a little background for the recent success for both of these teams. Both teams starting 2-0. The latest victory for the Crusaders being against South on Tuesday. They came out of that one with a dominant victory, 61-28. And the Aces with their latest victory, 54-53 over the Bishop Carroll Golden Eagles, and something in a very tight game that has a little bit of extra to it that we will talk about.
And the shot attempt is good from Ishmael Berry Sr. The senior. He'll be a key part of this lineup tonight, so watch out for him. Rocco Keller on the wing, makes a move, and good. This game is tied at 2 apiece. Now this East team, I mentioned Ishmael Berry. Some other guys for them. Luke Henderson, number 11 on your screen. Number 15, Demarion Garland, the sophomore. Number 12, Kamarian Bondi, a junior, 6'3". He'll be a scorer in the paint for the Aces. And rounding off their starting lineup is number 5, Jalen Phillips-Gray, the 6'5", scoring machine. And the 3 is attempted by Henderson, no good.
And I think this will be a quick matchup between these two teams, both shorter teams with a lot of speed. So pretty balanced matchup here physicality-wise.
Erlocker double-teamed, good. Dalian with his first basket of the night. And Henderson will start another possession for the Aces. Barry making a move. The 3, no good, off the mark. And the sophomore, Dalian, coming down with the rebound. A deep pass to Keller. Keller nearly blocked that one off the backboard. And Aces will take it the other way. Henderson's shot is no good, his 3rd miss of the night. Keller passing it off to Johnson. Johnson faking a shot, trying to survey the court for his teammates. Dalian finding Keller. Keller, the pump, making a man miss, and the shot whistle is called.
And Keller doing a good job of drawing the foul, trying to finish through the contact, no good there. But he will shoot 2 here for the Crusaders. Crusaders patient on offense, looking for the right opportunity to go for the shot. Lots of passes being made around. Definitely a guy that East is going to want to look after is Rocco Keller, along with the senior leader of this squad, Corbin Johnson, a key contributor his sophomore and junior year to this Crusader offense.
And Phillips-Gray will take it up for the Aces. Out to the corner, that's Garland. And whistle is called.
And lots of quick whistles here so far in this one. Keller getting his hands around the body, trying to get the ball. But it looks like these refs will be quick to blow whistle with contact as Jordan Mangu, the sophomore, checks in for the Crusaders in exchange for the junior Rocco Keller. Mangu, not a lot of court experience last year, but definitely getting his fair share so far this year.
And the deep pass to start the possession to Barry. And Phillips Gray will make a move in the paint. Out to Barry on the perimeter. Barry trying to find his shot as he gets one up. No good off the rim. Johnson coming away with the rebound.
And if you're East, you do not want to try to force any shots like that as Johnson makes a move to the basket. As East better find something and stop forcing shots.
Johnson with his first 2 points of the night. And I'm sure we'll see a lot of action from the senior tonight.
And East turns the ball over instantly after the bucket by Johnson. Crossing the line on the inbound, so it'll be Crusader basketball under their own basket. Crusaders lead early here by 6.
Porter to inbound to Johnson. And Urlacher getting up a shot. Good! And that's the seniors' first points of the night.
And a quick 10-2 lead for the Crusaders. East has got to find something here on offense.
Henderson making a move on Porter and kicking it back out to his teammates. Henderson in the paint. Good. Evading the pressure from Johnson. And Dalian taking the ball up the court. He's a bit of a two-way player. He can shoot, and his defense is excellent.
And Dalian will draw the contact from the defender. That is also number 15, Demarion Garland. As the defense just finding lots of contact, trying to guard closely.
And Dalian trying to make a man miss. And trying to find a shot. Mangu in the paint, spin move, and he is fouled. Sophomore will get his first opportunity at the line.
Mangu is all over the place, getting tripped up, arms everywhere. Finally a whistle being called as an impressive fight for him to keep his dribble, not travel or lose the ball. He gets his reward by shooting 2 here.
Mangu's first is good.
Lots of fouls early in this one, as I mentioned, so teams looking not to get in foul trouble here as the sophomore Reed Stuhlstotz checks in for the senior of Owen Herlocker.
And Mangu's second is off the mark. KMC shooting 50% on the night from the free throw line.
It looks to be a discussion on who last tipped the basketball out of bounds. And it will maintain with the initial call. It will be Crusader basketball as Porter will inbound.
And Johnson looking for an open teammate. Spin move. And the crossover hitting the jumper. No good as Johnson's shot was off the mark. And Phillips Gray losing the ball. Porter swiping that one. And Porter rushing down the court with the easy layup. That's his first points of the night.
It'll be a full timeout from East head coach Carlin Witten, trying to slow down this Crusader offense. They have got to find a solution. Obviously a breakaway layup by the speedster of Jude Porter there. A guy that is so hard to catch up to if you let him break free. And 13-4 here early on. The Aces needing to find some sort of spark on offense. Maybe trying to force a little bit too much as this Crusader defense holds relentlessly throughout the possession, not seeming to tire so far.
And I think, fun fact about Jude Porter, he's a sub-2 800 runner for the KMC track team and a state champion last season. So you can see where his speed comes from, as he's also very successful in track.
And Porter, just an all-around athlete, making his mark on the football team as well as a cornerback and just a guy that you need to watch out for and not let break away from you. Now as we resume play here, East hopefully maybe switching up their offensive scheme, trying to move some guys around as the Crusaders hold with this strong man defense.
And the Aces have a new face on the court. That's Ivan Teal, a strong returner from last season. And Teal heavily guarded. The Aces trying to find an open opportunity and blocked. Mangu got up to stop the opportunity. Dalian on the perimeter inside. Good.
And what a series of events there for the Crusaders. The sophomore getting up there, showing off his vertical, making the clean swat. And the deep pass to Dalian, turning out in some points.
And Garland with the last second shot, rebounded by Mangu. Johnson will take it the other direction for KMC. Porter for three. Porter off the mark. And that will be East possession. And two players will check in for the Aces. That is number 10, Ishmael Berry, and number 24, Oliver Selman.
And Keller and Herlocker checking back in exchange for Porter and Johnson, who have not taken a rest since at all this game. And Johnson's slow to start on offense so far. Not usually what we see from him, but I'm sure that he will settle in.
And in the interior is Berry. Berry's shot is blocked by Dalian. And Stuhlstotz will take it the other way. On the perimeter is Keller. Keller to Dalian. Dalian try to make a man miss. Out to Stuhlstotz again. And back to Erlocker. And Erlocker, second chance opportunity is good.
The Crusaders just firing on all cylinders so far in this one. Offensively, defensively, the Aces are just not getting anything to go their way.
And the move by Henderson, and the basket no good. He'll be sent to the line for two.
No, that will be on the sophomore, Reed Stuhlstotz. Another sophomore like Mangu, who did not get a lot of experience on the court last year. We'll see if Luke Henderson can put some more points on the board for the Aces.
And Johnson will check in for Stuhlstotz. And no good on the second opportunity from Henderson.
0 for 2 on free throws there. You need those opportunities right now as you trail by 13 early.
And those free throws, like we said in the girls' game, are a big part if a team wants to win and take those easy shots. Johnson rounds the corner inside, hits the court hard.
And Johnson was fouled hard twice in that same possession, a little bit of off-ball contact as he slid at the top of the key. And again, as he drove into the lane, he will look to put up 2 more points.
And Johnson misses his first. Not a common miss from the senior.
And this Crusader offense was a big threat last year in their state championship season, but not so much their defense was definitely not a shining point like their offense was. And so far this season, they have made a key factor is improving their defense, and it's definitely showing so far in this one.
And Dalian putting the pressure on Berry. Now Henderson with it along the perimeter. This East team trying to find space, and whistle is called.
And a foul called there. And that will be on Mangu. He was on the defense. This East team obviously struggling on offense so far this season, but this Crusader defense just showing up. In their last game, the Crusaders only allowed the Titans of South High to score 28 points, and opposed to the Crusaders 61. That is just something that I think these teams in GWAL are going to have to put up with when playing Kapaun.
And Barry's second is good as he narrows the KMC lead down to 12 with just under a minute left in the first quarter of play. Dalian on the perimeter, turning the corner, over the head, pass intended for Porter, but was out of his range.
And the Aces will get the ball back here. Time winding down. About 2 seconds separate the shot clock and the game clock in the first quarter.
Henderson to Phillips Gray. And a whistle called before anything could happen. KMC enters the bonus.
Kapaun being a solid opponent and just a solid team throughout the past couple of years under the leadership of storied head coach Steve Eck here in the state of Kansas, not only at the high school level, but also at the junior college level, and doing his best so far to lead this team to early success this season.
And good job, or good move by Johnson, proved not to be fruitful. And on the other end, Barry with the layup.
The Aces finally getting something moving on offense. And a carry will be called as the Crusaders were bringing it down the court. So let's see what the Aces can do, given this opportunity to get the ball back instantly after that possession turned out to be more points.
And Selman to inbound. That one batted away by the Crusaders as time runs out in the first quarter of play. 18-8, KMC leading over the Blue Aces.
And as I mentioned earlier, East 2-0 on the season, picking up their last win on Tuesday versus the Golden Eagles of Bishop Carroll, but a little bit of controversy seeming to surround that game, as it seems that Bishop Carroll is challenging the scoring of that one, as that was a close game. East coming out on top 54-53, but through some evidence that the Eagles claim to have, they say it should have been 54-54 and it should have gone into overtime. So that looks to be challenged, and we'll probably head to the Greater Wichita Athletic League to determine what turns up there, as that can change a lot with records and who's dealing with fighting for that City League title and who's not. So definitely an interesting situation surrounding the final score of that game on Tuesday. And now as we resume play here, Crusaders just looking to continue their offensive dominance.
Coming out of the timeout, both teams talking things over. And Grayson, if I were KMC, I would just want to continue what they're doing. They have all the momentum right now, and they just need to repeat their scoring process. And right there, Johnson with the end-around layup, showing what he can do.
And Johnson taking a hard fall after the layup. And he fell to the ground, and a foul was called, and I think everybody that is in support of the East High Blue Aces is very questionable about that call, so it didn't seem to be much contact, or if any contact made.
KMC shooting 50% from the free throw line tonight. 3 for 6. As Johnson adds another. And Luke Henderson will take it up for the Aces, double teamed. That was Urlacher and Porter as the whistle is called.
And Urlacher picking up his second personal there. That'll be the team first of the quarter. As the junior Gabe Adams will check in exchange for the frustrated senior.
Henderson guarded tightly by Porter. And Henderson rounding a corner, getting the layup to go.
And a quick layup, speedy drive down the lane by Henderson.
Porter off to Johnson. Dalian in the paint, guarded by Phillips Gray. Dalian with putting up the shot, airballed. And the Aces will take it the other way. And KMC making the Aces work for each and every possession.
The travel will be called. Number 24, Oliver Selman, is trying to drive. And the Aces will continue with their man-to-man defense here against the Crusaders. Hasn't seemed to work too well, but looking to recover here.
And Keller in the corner, the screen by Mangu. Back to Keller. And Keller trying to find his man. Porter. His team trying to put up a shot as shot clock nearing 10 seconds. Johnson, a mid-ranger, no good, picked out of the air by Phillips Gray.
And two air
the other way.
And two air balls in a row for this Cape Ann offense. East finding a little bit of resistance to push against this Crusaders offensive attack.
In the paint, Phillips Gray, no good on his first opportunity in the air. And Johnson takes it the other way. Urlacher guarded tightly by Phillips Gray. Porter poked out of his hands, and Garland, wow. Johnson, right place, right time, batting that one out of the air.
And Johnson spiking the ball as if he's a volleyball player, sending it right into the first row of the bleachers. And Coach Steve Eck of the Crusaders and the whole bench, fans, everybody visibly frustrated as it looked to be a clean block.
And Garland off the mark on his first shot. KMC leading by 11 with 5:43 left in the half. And Garland comes away with the second. Keller to Mangu. Mangu. And whistle called at the end of that play.
Yeah, definitely lots of contact there. Keller making the diving pass, dishing it to Mangu. Just lots of contact. There'll be a 30-second timeout for the Crusaders. Steve Eck just frustrated with his team's offensive production here. But the Aces just seeming to settle in, gain their footing on defense. Still looking for that really big spark on offense. Able to put up 11 here, but defensively definitely much improved.
And Grayson, you look ahead at the schedule, and you kind of see how the Aces narrowly defeated Bishop Carroll and KMC going across town to face off against the Golden Eagles next week. KMC, they're handling the Aces pretty well. I mean, we'll kind of just see how that game will play out against Bishop Carroll, but the way KMC is playing, it should look to be an easy contest.
Yes, and definitely a tight matchup played between the Aces and the Golden Eagles on Tuesday. So Kapaun kind of like a benchmark game in a way, looking to see where they're at here, competing against this solid opponent of East. East kind of having some down years the past couple years for their basketball team.
And Henderson double teamed by Urlacher and Johnson. After the corners, Teal back to Henderson. And Garland to Teal. Teal can shoot from perimeter. He's been keeping it outside all night long. The air ball into the inside. Seldon with the layup.
The strong finish there by Selman. As Johnson tries to drive forward the Crusaders.
And Keller in the paint. Pump fake. No good. Rebound by Selman.
This East team has a lot of the same age as the Crusaders. Lots of sophomores and juniors that get playing time. As Selman, the sophomore, making his presence known quickly here as he gets the and one. But with that young talent, trying to give them that experience, trying to improve on the 7-16 record that the Aces put up last year. The Crusaders accounted for 2 of the losses that the East High Blue Aces took, and very handedly wins for the Crusaders last year.
And Selman will make his second. This KMC lead cut down to just 7, 23-16 with just under 4:20 left in the half. Mangu on the perimeter into Dalian, back to Mangu. And Dalian in the corner. And as we mentioned earlier, Dalian, a hybrid type of player. He can drive and pull up from perimeter as well. Mangu, the easy layup, not much pressure, and the sophomore handles that one easily.
Scoring pretty spread out here for the Crusaders. Johnson, the leading scorer on the court for the Crusaders with 6. Mangu with 5.
And Henderson to Selman. Selman guarded by Dalian, the spin move and shot, no good, rebounded by Johnson. Mangu to Stuhlstotz. Stuhlstotz to Johnson for 3. Good! Corbin Johnson with the dagger. 9 points on the night, bringing the KMC lead up to 12.
And a deep 3 to pull up with double coverage by Johnson. He just drains it.
And whistle is called, going the other way. KMC possession.
So double dribble will be called. And East head coach Carlin Witten not happy with the call, receiving a bench warning with 3:08 left to play here in the quarter. If he's not careful, he will wind up with a technical.
Stuhlstotz inbounding to Johnson. And Keller, guarded by Teal, out to Mangu. And into Dalian. Dalian, and whistle called before he can get the shot off.
The Crusaders continuing to have steady success on offense, taking advantage of most of their possessions of the basketball, but still some sloppy play here and there, but definitely tightening things up as we've moved throughout these first 2 games of the season.
And Dalian, no good in the paint, and another whistle called.
And that will be a technical, I believe. The technical foul will be for head coach Carlin Witten of the Aces. And it sounds as if he had some choice words for the referee as he came near the East High bench. Just not happy about the whistle. Seems that he's frustrated that it seems to be going the Crusaders' way throughout this first half, as Dalian will shoot the technical free throws. And as a coach, you're supposed to be the leader of these young men on the court, and definitely doing so, trying to fight and advocate for his team. But hopefully he reins it in here and doesn't receive any more technicals.
And Dalian missing both of his free throws, as that was just a free opportunity for the sophomore. Johnson off to Mengu. Back to Johnson. Stuhlstadt's in the paint. And no good. That'll be sent the other way, and the East possession. And Ishmael Berry fouled by Johnson. Johnson's first of the night. Inbounding for the Aces, Henderson. Berry double teamed. Making a move. Pulling up, no good. That was Dalian with the rebound. Johnson taking the other direction.
And Berry doing a great job to split the double team. He had two wide open teammates on the arc, but deciding to take the tough shot. His coaching staff for East not happy with that decision by him. And Jude Porter will check in for the Crusaders in exchange of the senior Charlie Barrier.
And Henderson off to Teal. Back to Bodney. Henderson pulling up. Looks like his foot was on the line. And Porter rushing for that one. Getting up, no good. As Stuhlstadt's will get the second opportunity. Yet the whistle was called right before, as
and they will count the basket for Porter. Refs call a goaltend.
And Porter guarding Henderson. He's done an excellent job all night long on defense. Johnson coming in with the rebound.
Ismail Berry, a key player for the East High Aces, but it seems to be trying to force a lot to put the East High team back within 10, and it doesn't seem to be working out for him.
Mengu with 7 on the night. This sophomore putting on a show in third game of the season. Surveying the court is Barry, as
foul was called there on Dalian. Barry trying to get around the defense and a little bit of contact as he dribbled out. This is Dalian's first of the night. Nobody in foul trouble really for either side. A couple guys here and there with 2 fouls, but nothing to worry about, I would say.
48 seconds left in the half. And Barry shortens this KMC lead 32-17. KMC leading by 15. And Barry nails a second.
Johnson bringing it down court for the Crusaders.
And Dalian on the perimeter. Clock running down. Dalian pulls up for 3. Mengu with the rebound. Out to Dalian, back to Johnson. And he'll slow this down for a second. Sulstads to Mangu. And Johnson pulls up from the corner. No good. He only has 1 3 on the night. Henderson rushing down the court. Pops that one out to Barry. Barry, no good.
And Barry will draw the foul, driving to the lane. 4.6 seconds remain on the play clock in the half. Barry looking to add 2 to the East point total before heading into the locker room. When you head into the locker room, definitely a topic of discussion might be the physicality under the basket. The Aces getting heavily out-rebounded here by the Crusaders on both ends. Something that they need to look at, as the Crusaders have had many second chance opportunities that they have taken advantage of.
And Barry will attempt his second. No good from the senior. Johnson, the half-court shot as time runs down. No good off the backboard. And these two teams will head in to the locker rooms for halftime. 32-19, KMC leading over the Blue Aces, and we'll see you after the break.
I'm good.
Hello and welcome back from halftime as we take you into the second half of KMC versus East matchup. KMC leading 32-19 over the Blue Aces. And out there on the court, both teams have their starters. And the first big shot from Bodney on the Aces is no good. Johnson will take it the other way. Dalian in the paint, finding space, no good, off his hands, and Urlacher off his foot. Wow.
The Crusaders doing well on offense in the first half, relatively low scoring, but for the Crusaders average this season, looking about on track, dropping 65 in their season opener and 61 in their latest game.
In the paint, Dalian guarded by Phillips Gray as he knocks that one down. The bank is open. And Henderson guarded by Porter. Double teamed. Urlacher coming in to support. And Henderson, spin move, dishes that one out to Barry. Barry, no good. He's still maintaining possession. Barry with the and one opportunity.
And definitely the Crusaders need to try to fight to get in there and get that rebound, as just too many chances for the Aces to score there, as Jordan Mengu will go check in early in the second half in exchange for Urlacher, as he just picked up his third personal early as we start the second half.
Barry very methodical with his free throw shots as he nails the and one opportunity. Johnson will start the new KMC possession. KMC up by 12. Out to Porter. She's off to Keller. Back to Porter.
This Cape
inside. Out to Dalian. Dalian trips off the foot of Ishmael Berry. That looks to be a personal foul on 10.
Just something to note heading into the second half, Carlin Witten, the head coach of the Aces, picking up already one technical early in the first half for chewing into the ref's ears, so he has to be careful in the second half.
And Jordan Mengu with 9 points on the night. Fun fact about Jordan, he is my little in Miss Ragland's honors English class. And double teamed was Henderson. And Dalian knocks that one out of Bodney's hands to Porter. The move, no good. And Johnson, third time's the charm for the senior.
The Crusaders definitely doing a good job of getting their own rebound there. Porter barely missing the reverse layup after the big Euro step.
And Mengu nearly coming away with the rebound. Instead, Johnson pulls that one out of the air. Dalian on the long heave, no good on his first shot. And Barry takes that one the other way. Henderson for three, no good. A lot of misses from both these teams early in third quarter. And three is no good from Phillips Gray. Keller, wow. Skies that one high. And Johnson does not connect.
And that ball was just launched into the rafters almost.
I think his hands got a little sweaty pulling that ball and just slipped out. The jump ball, Johnson cannot come down. And that one good from Garland. The 6'2 sophomore can go up with even the tallest on the KMC team. Three is good by Rocco Keller. 7 points for the junior. And Garland double teamed out to Bodney. And picked off by Johnson, taking it out of their way. He has a man in Keller to pass to, but dishes off to Mengu. And Johnson gets the basket himself. He has 13 on the night.
And a timeout here by head coach Carlin Witten of East as the Crusaders increase that lead to 19 points. The game quickly slipping out of the hands of the Aces, something that you don't want to see this early in the second half. Kapaun coming out with energy out of the locker room. Definitely some more energy in the first half, but they've definitely settled in, calmed down, playing a more methodical game. The Aces came out with a little bit less energy, I'd say. Coming out of the locker room, looked kind of flat on offense and defense. So definitely looking to maybe build up some momentum, try to get some things going, try something new, as nothing that they have been continually going out the man defense. Crusaders picking it apart. Their offense been trying to force too many things, so maybe try to work in some more passes on the offensive end to open up some better shots.
And KMC leading by 19. And just about 4 minutes left in the third quarter of play. They're well in the driver's seat against this Aces team. And Grayson, doesn't feel like the Aces are down by that much. They've been playing with KMC. They've been getting up some good shots. It's just slowly KMC has built up that lead.
Yeah, I mean, it hasn't seemed like Kapaun has just been raining shot after shot. It has definitely been more of a slow build-up to their lead, as it has just gradually built throughout the game, just growing farther and farther apart from East.
And the foul on Dalian, his second of the night. And Selman will check in for the Aces. And Barry taking it up for East. Double teamed. Dalian and Johnson pushing him to half court. Makes a move, no call. And Keller will come away with the rebound.
And the Crusaders wanting the backcourt violation as he dribbled it. But it doesn't matter as Mengu with the quick drive, as he has 11 on the night. A standout player so far in this one.
Excellent pass from Johnson to set up that layup opportunity. Mengu just finishing it off.
Mengu much improved. Didn't see much court time with just the veteran roster that the Crusaders had last year. But now he's showing what he can do.
Keller jumping up, no good. Trying to get the height on the layup. Selman shot is good. And Selman has 7. And Dalian in the paint. Off the backboard, good. And one opportunity for the sophomore.
I mean, Kapaun's offense has just continued to roll here in the second half. And checking in for East, number 1, Ivan Teal. In exchange, number 5, Jalen Phillips-Gray. Phillips-Gray finding himself in some foul trouble, picking up his 4th personal.
Checking in for KMC is senior Corey Daniels, his first action on the court tonight for Rocco Keller, the junior. Daniels, a key leader in this lineup. He's a very quick senior, and you never know where he's going to be on the court. He always finds a way to be in the action.
Say Daniels and Porter have a similar play style, both very quick players, both try to get in and get those quick steals, tip passes, move down the court as quickly as possible. So unless you have two guys that can match that type of speed, that duo can be deadly to guard.
And Garland guarded by Daniels. Out to Selman, blocked by Mengu. And the Aces maintain possession. Teal on the perimeter. Inside the jumper, no good. Air ball rebounded by Johnson, taking the other way. Porter on the corner, wide open for three, no good. Off the rim, Daniels finding the rebound. Out to Dalian, another opportunity, no good. And Teal will get the rebound, taking it the other way for the Aces. Three from Selman, off the mark. Mangu with the rebound.
Daniels kicks it to Porter. Like we talked about, that speedy duo. Johnson is fouled. Lots of speed with this Kapaun team, and as we've seen from their offensive attack so far tonight, putting it to use. Fast breaks, layups, throwing the big lob passes, as Kyle Kea, the senior for the Crusaders, will check in instead of Porter. Porter will take a seat for the Crusaders.
And Daniels guarded tightly by Teal. Daniels showing up this shifty ball handling ability. Inside Daniels, the end around, no good. Nearly got that one. Would have been his first points of the night. Garland on the perimeter, inside the floater, no good. A plethora of KMC defenders right there, as Kyle Kea jumped with that one, his first action of the night. He's a senior. Kyle with the easy basket. Kea, his first points of the night.
Ivan Teal with the defense on Daniels, as we saw on that possession, so definitely have the right guy to defend. Teal, another speedster on the court.
And inside, Bodney trying to get his first basket of the night, blocked. And Dalian, the Euro step, no good. And Kea's shot goes off the mark. Eventually, Mangu gets it.
Mangu showing out tonight as the sophomore gets the and one opportunity. 13 points so far and a standout performance so far. And I think as we see these shining moments with him, I think way more to come from him throughout the season and in the next few years.
And Mangu might earn himself a spot on the starting lineup after tonight and the way he's playing.
Yeah, the starting lineup definitely can be switched up throughout this year. You know, if you're playing a speed team, you put a guy like Jude Porter in there to defend. But if you're playing some more size, you can throw in a little bit taller guy like Mangu.
And inside Selman, good. And one opportunity for the Aces. And that's Daniel's second foul of the night.
As the sophomore Reed's Toolsots checks in for the Crusaders in exchange for the senior Corbin Johnson.
And Selman's first is good. And Daniel's taking it up for KMC. Daniels making the move inside, good! Off the backboard, finishing the layup. And that will end the third quarter of play. Daniels, 2 points on the night, and a great showing on that last possession.
The rough quarter offensively for the Aces, not getting much to go. Just frustration seeming to set in for the Aces as they trail here. As we look to begin the fourth quarter here soon, let's talk about future matchups for these teams. The East High Blue Aces next matchup will be against Northwest Grizzlies on Tuesday. So the Crusaders head into their next matchup on Tuesday against Bishop Carroll, the crosstown rivals. The Holy War, I think, one of, or if not the best rivalry in the Greater Wichita Athletic League. Both teams know what's at stake, the amount of bragging rights in every sport between those two teams, and the Crusaders have seemed to be on top in that rivalry the past couple of years. So definitely looking forward to seeing that one as it will take place at Bishop Carroll.
And Owen Erlocker to check in for KMC. Daniels guarded tightly by Luke Henderson. 11 on 11. And that will be sent the other way. And Henderson taking it up. Daniels showing off his excellent defense. And no good on the jumper from Henderson. Johnson taking it the other way.
Owen Herlocker, number 12 for the Crusaders, has 4 personal fouls. So definitely needs to be careful on the defensive end as his shot is no good.
Bodney taking it out of the way. Out to Henderson. Phillips Gray in the paint. Guarded by Johnson. Whistle called.
Foul will be called on the veteran senior Corbin Johnson, his second personal, team first of the quarter. Checking in for the Crusaders, number 2 Jude Porter, number 3 Reed Stuhlsatz in exchange for junior Gabe Adams and the senior Kyle Kea, as they will take a breathers.
And Phillips Gray trying to make a move on Stuhlsatz. Inside, good. And Phillips Gray will head to the line for some free throw attempts. And KMC has done an excellent job of shutting down the 6'5" forward. He only has 2 points on the night. Johnson leading the charge for KMC. Out to Erlocker on the corner. Erlocker to Stuhlsatz. To Porter for 3, no good. Porter grabbing his own rebound. And Erlocker is swatted away by Phillips Gray. Eventually coming away with the basket.
Erlocker making the most of that second chance. Putting it back up with the power through the contact. As another senior with lots of experience for this Crusaders team. As this game continually increases in the favor of the Crusaders, we'll see Coach Steve Eck tries to get some younger guys in, give them some time and experience, but definitely still a game.
And Erlocker not able to come down with the free throw. 6:30 left in the game. KMC leading 56-32. And that's Erlocker's 4th personal of the night. Henderson will check in for the Aces. Henderson making a move. Out to Selman. Selman for 3. No good. Erlocker with the rebound.
Selman is definitely looking promising for the future of this Aces team. The sophomore has done a lot to contribute tonight.
And Porter no good on the layup. Henderson on the perimeter. The jumper blocked by Porter. And Erlocker nearly all alone. The defense catching up. Daniels trying to reset this offense. Johnson calling his teammates in for a screen. And no good, weaving through the defense, but could not connect in the layup. hitting the ground as Erlacher getting up right away. Great job by him adapting to his situation.
Erlacher looking like Daniel Jones, wide open court, and just falling over.
And unfortunately, Daniel Jones no longer on the Giants. If you're following the NFL, that is a very interesting situation.
As Teal will check back in for the Aces. The Crusaders still hold the 24-point lead.
And Barry guarded tightly by Daniels. For three, no good by Ishmael Barry. Daniels will take it the other way for the Crusaders. Porter to Johnson. Keller for nearly a three, no good, as he was a few inches away from three-point line. No good from Barry, the floater. Multiple misses from both these teams. And finally, Rocco Keller will connect to put some points on the board. 58-32. 4:36 left in the game.
Now alley-oop. Good passing there for the Crusaders.
And Barry surveying the court. And they're just trying to stop the bleeding at this point, trying to put anything on the board. Barry moving, weaving through the defense. And guarded tightly. Teal on Daniels, and that will result in a foul. Teal being a little bit too handsy with the senior Daniels.
And Carlin Witten, the head coach of the Aces, not as much in the ref's ears the second half, and maybe it's because the game isn't as close and he doesn't want to risk getting that extra technical, but definitely being less vocal in the second half.
Daniels using his speed to gain the advantage over Teal. Hits the jumper, no good. And that will be KMC possession. Daniels past the arc to Dalian, inside Dalian, the jumper, no good. Another miss for KMC. And the three from Teal, off the mark. Teal scoreless on the night. Selman for three, taking his time, no good. And a rebound, number 40, Jordan Lewis. Travel, sending it the other way for KMC.
East wanting to improve on their 7-16 season from last year, and a loss against a quality opponent like Kapaun isn't too much of a blow. Kapaun has been one of the top two teams in the Greater Wichita Athletic League the past few years, so definitely not a bad loss for the Aces. So deep three from Johnson is no good.
And Selman will take it the other way for the Aces. Barry batted out by Daniels and Johnson, the 2-on-2. Keller batted out of the air. And Keller to Johnson. Johnson for three, guarded by Teal at the end, no good. And Selman will come down with the rebound. 2:35 left in the game. 58-34, KMC leads. And Jordan Mangu, the leading scorer for KMC tonight, 14 for the sophomore. The three, no good from Barry. And he has not converted on too many opportunities. Johnson on the fast break. He has 15.
And a substitution here from both teams. East taking out absolutely everybody except for number 14, Eric Hopkins. Sorry. Yes.
And the Aces quickly taking it down the court. 2 minutes left. Trying to put anything on the board. They put in some bench players. Trying to gain some experience for some newer guys.
Yeah, and definitely with East trying to build up their program. A lot of young guys on this roster that they're trying to get some court time here.
Three is good. The crowd erupts.
And Carter Smith, the 5'10 sophomore, taking advantage of his time that he is getting. So good for him.
And Daniels hits an easy jumper. 62-37. KMC well in control. And whistle called.
And a minute and a half left to play here in this one.
Foul on Daniels, his third of the night.
A minute and a half left to play here. As the Aces enter the bonus, they'll be shooting two, not an inbound. So that'll be number 14, Eric Hopkins, the junior, to shoot two.
Hopkins nails his first points of the night. And Jackson Gosh will check in for KMC as well as Ryan Carey, the sophomore. Those guys checking in for Jordan Mangu and Corey Daniels. Stuhlstotz will take it up the court.
And Coach Stevek trying to get these younger guys some experience. So a foul will be called on number 22. Sorry, number 5, but they will shoot two. The Crusaders trying to pick up momentum, and I think it's safe to say that they will start this year off 3-0, heading into their first rivalry matchup against the Bishop Carroll Golden Eagles, a team with a little bit of struggle so far throughout their first few games.
And Grayson looking at the schedule ahead for KMC. Obviously with the win tonight, or the eventual win tonight over the Aces, 3-0 with, and then next week, Bishop Carroll. KMC is favored heavily in that matchup. And then after that game, West, a game KMC will likely win, and then Wichita Northwest at Northwest. That will be a difficult matchup for the Crusaders, a tough one. And then they go on to face Andover Central. So not too much difficulty. Some of those games are toss-up going forward, but as we saw tonight, this KMC team, they're quite talented.
Yeah, and I think definitely some of those games can be trap games. As we saw at the end of the season last year, the Crusaders were rolling, looking to get a high seed in the playoffs, and I think they got caught looking to head in their final matchup of the season against Heights, went into Northwest, played some sloppy basketball, and picked up a loss that they shouldn't have had. And so just definitely need to make sure you focus on those matchups that you think you can win, and you probably should be able to win, but you got to play hard-nosed basketball into everyone, treat every opponent like they can beat you.
Exactly. That when I spoke to Coach Eck earlier in the season, he said they really just want to focus on each and every day, get better just a little bit at each practice, each game, build as a team to look forward into the playoffs. And I think tonight it's safe to say that they did exactly that. And 10 seconds on the clock. The Aces will try to get off a last-second shot. Good. That one is Carter Smith with the last-second points. 64-43. KMC wins this one as they go to 3-0, and the Aces drop to 2-1. I'm Andrew Greer.
And I'm Grayson Greer.
And have a good night and a great weekend.